going anyway. But yeah, we'll take it back to when you started.
Yes.
So how did your career start then?
My career started with me. My career really started when I was in school, and then I had work experience. And I had work experience at like this dentist place, yeah. And I didn't want to be there, bro. First day I went home and I was like, oh, nah, that's not for me. And that's when I realized 9 to 5 weren't for me. And I always found myself to be a class clown and stuff like that. But then I really took on board the idea of doing comedy and doing things like that when I created a series called Roadman on YouTube. Because I was actually named Roadman. Well, I wasn't actually called Roadman. My name was actually somebody just asked where's Monio. 1 second, let me go get it.
Cool. Just for people that don't know me, I'm Status Marvz. I host events in Manchester, and I'm interviewing Sideman today. Okay, that's serious.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So yeah, obviously, yeah, as I was saying, so yeah, it started with that series on YouTube. So I was doing that series for a bit, and then people started calling me Roadman off the back of that, and my comedy was just basically had in mind to kind of like take away some of the stereotypes of Roadman and show that it's silly in a lot of ways. So that was the idea of the comedy. But then I changed my name to Sideman because it was kind of like, in lots of my comedy, that's who I felt like I was portraying. I felt like I was portraying more of a sideman than a failed roadman. And I felt like the name Sideman also took away the ego thing that men have with each other. Because like there's a lot of men in the industry that are gatekeepers to a lot of things. And so when you as another man is coming up, sometimes you can find other men either not trying to help you or trying to block you. But when your name is Sideman, you don't appear to be a threat. Do you get what I'm saying? I've always had the strength, of my own character to be okay with that. Do you get what I'm saying? I can be called Sideman because I know who I am. Like I don't really need other people's like validation. I never have. In fact, I'm not gonna lie. I get a little kick out of being called Sideman. You know, like when people call me Sideman, but with respect, I'm just like, I made it happen. I did it. Because I remember when I changed my name from Roadman to Sideman, there was a lot of backlash.
Really?
I survived though. I did it, and now it's that, and you just have to accept it. And I like that. I like that. I like it. I like that, bro. Yes. Introduce me as Sideman. I've been introduced on television and radio as yes. Call me by my name. Coleslaw, garlic bread, things that pertain to the side. Yes, I like it.
You got to be bold with whatever you're doing, though, innit?
Yeah.
You definitely got to be bold.
I don't have any hang-ups like that. As I said, like what happens with a lot of men is that they need that outer respect from other people. Like they need to feel respected by other men. You get what I'm saying? They need that. I don't need that. I've patted myself on my back my entire life. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't need that additional. Yeah.
Okay. You know what's interesting about you? Do you know when you came to perform at the lounge?
Yes.
And we did like the little interview afterwards. I was surprised how many layers you had about yourself, because obviously normally when you've got a comedian, you just bring comedy in it. Yeah. But comedy, good comedians are normally good thinkers anyway. So growing up, who were your like influences? Like
who are my influences? Many influences, but in terms of comedy, Kevin Hart for his work ethic. Cat Williams for his funny.
Yes.
Like for me, Cat Williams is the funniest. You got what I'm saying?
He is.
Dave Chappelle is like the most intellectual with his comedy. So it's like a metaphor. It's like when you listen to a rapper for a metaphor. Like you get what I'm saying? It's like Cat Williams is like when you listen to a tune for a good time. You get what I'm saying? So it's just Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Like you don't need like they're saying Gucci gang over and over again. It's not the most technical of lyrics and anything like that. But it helps you turn up in it. You're gonna be gassed.
It's a feel factor.
When I watch Cat Williams, I laugh every time. But when I watch Dave Chappelle, I kind of listen.
Yes.
But then when I watch Kevin Hart, I'm watching the work ethic. I'm watching the amount of people he's been able to bring out. I'm watching his professionalism, and I'm watching his dedication. So there's different comedians that I've liked for different reasons. And then another person that I like who isn't a comedian is Charlemagne the God. And he's somebody that I'm probably trying to emulate the most at this stage in my career, because he's just a truth talker. And he knows how to be very, very direct. Charlemagne knows how to get from point A to point B in terms of what he's saying swiftly.
Yeah, he does. He
Yeah.
He always gets the information that you want to hear.
Yeah. He doesn't mince his words.
That's all. And very composed as well.
Yeah, definitely.
It's difficult at times. So, how would you describe for people?
Oh, my shoulder can't even fit in the shot, bro. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get all my shoulder in it now.
Been doing those home workouts, yeah?
Yeah. Literally. I'm literally just trying to lose my lockdown gut. That's literally all I've been doing. Just trying to lose my lockdown gut.
Through diet or working out?
Through diet, halfway, and then through working out as well. Planks. I hate planks though, man. I hate them. Planks are the most boring workouts ever. You're not even doing anything. You're just existing.
Existing.
Yeah.
Static in it.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, I hear that. So, okay then, how would you, for anyone that's not seen you do stand-up comedy, how would you describe your style?
My style of stand-up comedy is very self-deprecating, so I talk a lot about myself, and I talk a lot. If you want to really hear about things that have happened to me in terms of relationship history, you'd have to go to my stand-up for that. So, like, definitely I relate to issues that I've had in the past, things that I go through, different times I have a lifetime of experiences of being pied. I have a lifetime of experiences of being ignored by girls. Like, girls have shut me down in every way you can, like, every angle, so I've seen it all. Like, there's ways a girl can turn you down that you haven't experienced yet. You didn't even know they existed. Like, I've gone to link a girl. She's realized she's taller than me. And she's like, friends. Like, you get what I'm saying? Face to face. You ain't seen what I've seen or experienced what I've experienced. There's angles and there's levels to being shot down. So, like, I talk about that a lot in my stand-up.
Okay. So, obviously, you're doing comedy.
Yeah.
You did the YouTube with the Roadman sketches.
Yes.
You're on One Extra.
Yes.
So, what's the ultimate aim for you?
The ultimate aim for me is to retire. A lot of people, I don't say that to a lot of people, but that's my dream. My dream is to one day do nothing. You see, people need careers. People need things to make them feel whole, to make them feel like they have purpose. I'm very cool with chilling. People don't know how to chill. I know how to stop. I know how to sit down. I know how to just enjoy myself. I'm so good at enjoying myself. It's why I avoid it so often. Like, I avoid having fun like the plague because I know how good I am at it. Like, I usually reserve fun to do in the Christmas time when nobody's doing anything, yeah. But I get into it, like, and I've got a very obsessive personality. So the things that I love, I can do over and over again. For instance, How I Met Your Mother is my favorite sitcom. I've watched it more than 7 times, the entire series. I have no problem turning that on and watching it again. This is the kind of personality that I have. So because I have this kind of personality, I just find I feel skilled at doing nothing. And a big part of what helps me with my content as well is what allows me to be able to do nothing so well. I feel like, because if people notice about me, yeah, I do videos very often. I can find any topic and talk about it. And I feel like that's because of the varied amount of interest that I have. I'm interested in a lot of different things. So I'm interested in manga. I love my manga. I love my anime. I love my Marvel. Do you get what I'm saying? There's just so many different things. And then I'm a spiritual man at the same time. And then I love my comedy. And then I love my rom-coms. I'm a very romantic person at the same time as well. Love romantic shows. I'll watch a show and cry. So when you are all of these different things, you pull from all of them to create content. So a lot of when I talk here, and then you see me do a video and I say something wild, it's because I've been watching animes where wild things happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you've watched the episode of Naruto and then watch a man do a jitsu that makes a man cut another man for 72 hours with an attack. Once you see a 72-hour attack, when a man says, I'm going to continue to do this to you for 72 hours, and that's just normal, that's just regular. When you watch One Piece where a man will have, I don't know, like the gum fruit or whatever it's called, your mind goes to all kinds of wild places because you're used to seeing wild things. Not only that, not to mention one of the things that make me like this as well. I was born in Jamaica. So I've experienced a whole different life that people don't know about. There was a time in my actual life when I walked down the road to collect water. In my life, I've done that. So people don't know what I've seen, what I've lived. I've lived that with my own life, not watching it on an Axfam advert. I lived that. Where I lived in Jamaica, there was a point where we were so poor. That's what I was doing. So because of that, I pull from all different kinds of sources. As a Jamaican, I pull from all different kinds of sources because Jamaicans love a metaphor. Jamaicans love to talk about what things are like, and and will laugh all day about something. So there's so many different aspects to what I've lived and experienced, and the kind of things that I'm interested in, that when I go to create a piece of content, I've got bare things to pull from.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So what age did you come here?
I came here when I was about 10, 11. But 10, 11 in Jamaica, you can see a lot of things. A lot of things I probably couldn't even talk about on this live. But I tell you, I was literally just talking to my friend about it. Yeah. I remember in primary school, was it primary? What would that even have been?
That would have just before high school, right?
No, yeah, whatever school I was in at first. I remember, man, driving to school.
Wow, okay.
I remember people that was in the school with me and primary school in Jamaica, just about looking over the wheel, driving to school.
That's crazy, you know.
I remember that.
That's mad.
So, man, we used to hop trains in Jamaica. Not hop trains as in like, cheat the ticket, because there was no commercial trains. There was only trains carrying stock. We used to just jump on the trains carrying stock. We used to run, catch up to the train, jump on it, and then jump off when we get to where we need to go to. And I left there when I was 11.
That's crazy. So
whole different life.
So how did you find it transitioning to England?
I loved it because I realized I wouldn't have survived in Jamaica.
Wow,
everybody used to say to me, you can't make it because I have an opinion.
Wow, okay.
I have an opinion. And
You've definitely got an opinion.
I don't back down off my opinion unless if I really stand on something, I hold that down. And so that sometimes that can't work. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes the man pushes in the queue in Jamaica. You have to let my man push in the queue because it ain't worth saying anything. And, yeah, even in the 11 years that I was in Jamaica, I could tell you too many stories of how my mouth got me in trouble. So I loved it coming to the UK because when I looked around Jamaica, I said, what the kind of thing that I kind of want to accomplish, I might not be able to accomplish it here. So I understood that coming to England, there would be setbacks because obviously there's a diversity issue in many different ways. But I did still feel like I would be able to finesse.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I was going to ask you then, because obviously we're going to talk about you being opinionated.
Yeah.
But out of most entertainers I know when it came to the Black Lives Matter, you were one of the most passionate people when it came to that.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, we know why passionate, but we always get people that express it.
Yeah.
What makes you so passionate about it?
I'll tell you, the day when the George Floyd thing happened, and I found out, I watched the video. I get up and I try to make a video almost every day, right? When I got up that day, there was nothing else in me. I had nothing else I could have possibly spoke about because it's like all that stuff I was talking to you about that I pull from to create content, whether it's anime, being born in Jamaica, whatever. There was nothing within me but the George Floyd situation.
Right,
so it's almost like I had to. It was either speak about George Floyd or don't make a video. That's what it was like. And so because of that, I spoke out. And in speaking out, it's encouraged me to speak out more because because seeing how it resonated with the people. Because as I said, I've never seen myself as no Side Mandela. You get what I'm saying? So I've never felt like, oh, my voice is required or needed or important or special in any way. But because people have resonated with what I've said, I've continued to speak because if people feel like you're doing a service to the movement, why not continue to help and do that?
Yeah, of course. And it's always about what you can give back as well.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just like you reach a point, and you reach a point where it's like, when I made that post, I understood. When I made my first Black Lives Matter post, I understood. I wouldn't say it's my first Black conscious post, but my first post on this issue. When I made that post, I understood that I could potentially be losing money. I understood all of these things, but sometimes you just get to a point where it's just like, nah. Now, and I feel like now we're all going to be judged as men. It ain't going to be about how much money you've made. It ain't going to be about what political power you have, whether you're in politics or not. It ain't going to be about status. Who are you, though? When you go to bed, can you sleep with your actions?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying? People are being held account now. It's not like, oh yeah, you are up there, so we will just follow you blindly. People are being held to account.
That's how it should be.
And before anybody holds me to account, I want to hold myself to account. Always, I don't want anybody to tell me something about myself and I'm having to discover it because they told me. I want to constantly investigate myself.
Yeah, definitely. So, what do you think needs to happen to move things forward? Because obviously, we can talk about the issue, but also it's looking what we can do in a solution way. What do you think needs to happen?
I think a lot of things are moving forward right now, and we have to just continue to speak and continue to demand things in a smart way. So by petitions, by asking government to change legislations, by phoning government, by talking to local government, by getting involved in voting and things of that nature, and still making noise on social media, because a lot of things are changing and they can continue to change, but we cannot back down, we cannot stop, we cannot take our foot off the neck of white supremacy. You understand what I'm saying? We have to keep going, and if we keep going, then we will start to see those changes happen. Because I'll tell you something, you'll never make black people shut up again. It will never happen again, because we have felt what it feels like to talk for too long. Yeah, there's a lot of us that have been quiet, right, to protect our careers, to make sure that we continue to provide for our family. But what an avenue and a door got opened up where we feel free to speak. And when you feel that freedom to speak, it's a different kind of feeling.
Yes.
It's a different kind of feeling to be able to say, I can voice my issue. You never get us to be quiet. It's liberating. You never get us to be quiet. Me, I can talk for myself. I'll never be quiet again. I'll never be quiet again. You won't see that happen from me. I've felt what it feels like to speak.
Question then, you said about the brands. Have you found any disconnect from brands following that, or how have they been? Have you had more followings, brands that you work with?
A lot of people lost followers because of the Black Lives Matter thing, but I actually gained followers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my followers went up when I started to speak about this, and then people was like, and then I started getting all of these TV interviews, and people like, you just joining the wave because it's doing well for you. It's like, bro, when I posted my first post, I was like, yo, I'm going down for this. I didn't think I was going up. I thought I was going down. You understand?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Again, I don't even feel the need to address that because I don't care what, like, you see me, bro. One of the main things that people need to have in this life is when you know something for yourself, it needs to be enough. Because you cannot depend upon people's interpretations being the same as yours in order to be happy and in order to move forward. I know why I'm doing this, and that is enough. Not a single solitary other person needs to know.
No, I hear you. Right. Cover that topic. I was going to say to you, you said you want to retire.
Yeah.
And just chill.
Yeah.
Enjoy life.
Yeah.
Have you got a plan in your mind of how you're going to retire? Like,
make money.
Saying?
Make money.
I hear you, but what's your end goal, but what I was going to say?
I have so many plans, bro. I have plans within plans that are lips in other plans, bro. There's just too much going on, bro. There's just too much going on, bro. Whether it's radio, whether it's music, whether like ghostwriting. Watch when I start ghostwriting. Watch, bro. So like whether it's music, writing, films, stand up, modeling, because obviously I'm a sex symbol. There's lots of things, bro. lots of things. Producing shows like stand up. There's lots of things. Like even when you think about just the amount of things I currently do.
Yes.
Like right now I've got a radio show. I've got a podcast. I've got a YouTube show. I post on my Instagram almost every day.
Yes.
Not to speak of the amount of brands that I've worked with. And there's a lot going on. And then stand up as well on top of all of that. And then I've got short films and films that I've got in the pipeline. So like I'm trying to show out all of my talents and everything that I'm capable of doing.
No limitations.
Yeah.
So okay, you got Sideman the brands. What's the team behind Sideman? Because obviously not one person can just do this themselves.
Yeah.
What does the team look like?
That's interesting. No one's ever asked me that before because I do have a team. So I have my manager who is invaluable to me. I've made more money since he's come on than ever. And I would always advise people, get a manager. And the reason why I didn't want a manager before is because I thought I was so smart that I don't need a manager. I'm so intelligent, I don't need a manager. But it's not about intelligence. It has nothing to do with it. It does have to. Your manager does need to be intelligent, but it's not just about that. It's about time and creativeness. You can't be just creative, and then be managerial at the same time. It's very difficult. As a person that can multitask, I found it very, very difficult. And as soon as my manager started to deal with a lot of the email-y, talk to people side of things, it helped massively in me being able to be as creative. My managers are absolute G. Shout out to Harry. And my manager was recommended to me by another person that I consider part of my team because he's always in my corner, and that's Charlie Slough. So my manager still works with him in many capacities as well, and manages him in many capacities as well. And so so Charlie's another person who I consider part of my team because like we don't speak all the time about business, but Charlie might just phone me and says, yo, do that, you know, because then if you do that, then that means this. And a couple times when he's done that, life change.
Really?
Yeah. Charlie Slough is the guy that'll phone you in the background and say, yo. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, that's good to hear that. That's my guy. Massive support system, great friend. It's so like you have to really know that man to know him. Like you have to be around him on a date. You have to remember we did a radio show together. Where we was like with each other for 4 days a week for like a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you really get to know a person, and he's a very supportive person. Then I have my cameraman and my editor. I have a live-in cameraman and editor, which I find to be important for me. So my cameraman and my editor lives with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when I need something edited, when I need something filmed, I'm not saying, oh yeah, come down, blah, blah. There, right there. I can wake up at 7, like, yo, let's get to this now. You get what I'm saying? And we're able to live together because he's my friend as well. And it's good because obviously in that situation, if you're gonna live with somebody, you need to be able to be cool with them. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
So, it's good to be able to give friends an opportunity as well.
Yeah, definitely. I guess that has to be one of the dreams, goals, where if you can make money with your friends, definitely, it's a beautiful thing.
Definitely.
So ask him, because I hear a lot of good things about Harry. Dealt with him quite a few times. Good guy. What makes him such a great manager? Like, what sort of traits should you be looking for in your manager?
All right, so Harry cares about the stuff I'll never care about, and he forces me to care about them.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So like copyright laws, making sure that you over deliver when you do content. I do make sure that I over deliver, but Harry's level of over deliver is different. So he makes sure you over deliver, because our thing is always over deliver. Don't just give what you were asked for, give more. Do you get what I'm saying? So always over deliver, always be on time, always remind him, always making sure. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of things, a lot of those things. And the thing about Harry as well, he's always working in the background. So I'm there chilling, and then he'll be like, "Yo, deal done. One, just have to give you say so." I didn't even know all of that was happening. You get what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. I like the fact that he's always working in the background and making things happen.
No, it's good to know that. It's good to know.
And very gasses you as well. Like sometimes I have to tell him to relax, because he'll be like, "No one's rising like you. You're doing it." Like, "I don't know about that, man. I'm doing all right." And you know what I'm saying? Like, "You're the voice right now for the nation." Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you need that as well. It's important, man. It's important.
Yeah, keep the spirits high, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, is it important for your manager to have experience? Does Harry have previous experience?
Definitely. I mean, you can come up with somebody, but you need to have some form of experience in some way. And you can't use me as an example as well, because as I said, I was able to manage myself for a long time, but not everybody can do that. Okay.
Just to ask as well, quick question, because obviously being from Manchester, growing up, looking up to BBC was a big thing.
Yes.
So anything like getting your track on BBC One Extra, it meant a lot to us.
Yeah.
So obviously, we always want to know, how did you get onto BBC One Extra?
I always tell people, make a buzz for yourself, and you won't even have to ask them. That's what I always tell people. Like, if you I didn't have to ask questions to be on One Extra.
Right. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? I made my work be seen, and then Charlie saw my work and then called me along. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I always tell people, like, if you make a loud enough bang, when you message them, they'll reply, and they might just message you.
Well, okay.
Like, I don't sit there knocking. Like, there's obviously ways you can message. There's places you can email. So BBC introducing, you can email them with your tracks and hope that it gets selected and stuff like that. But if you want to make your chances more than just a hope, keep building your buzz. You don't need anybody to build your buzz in this digital age. You could upload something and it just bangs. You know what I'm saying?
So,
and I tell people all the time, like, people be sitting there trying to be like perfectionists. You get what I'm saying? And then not putting out content and that. When I'm on I dash stuff at the wall until something sticks.
I hear you. Definitely.
When you're coming up, you can afford to do that because you haven't quite built a brand yet that is known synonymously among hundreds or thousands of people. So if you make a mistake, it's in your, if you make a, or not everyone say mistake, if you do something that's not that good, you got to say in your earlier starts, like everyone does, it's not that big a deal. And that's one of people's biggest problems. They're so focused on their brand at the beginning. Get content out there, get it out. You can worry about your brand when you actually have a brand to worry about. Like, there's no point saying, oh, yeah, my brand's messed up when only you and your cousin know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait till you get a big enough brand, and then you can, like, even right now, I've got a changeable brand. Do it all the time. I do it all the time. For a couple of months, I might just be that radio guy. Then Love Island might come on, and then I'll be the Love Island guy. There's people right now that are probably in this live that know me as Rebecca with a K, and they call me Rebecca with a K. And you'll be wondering why they're calling me Rebecca with a K. And that's because I'm in a show with Hamza Production, yeah, where I'm called Rebecca with a K, and I think it's a male name because it has a K in it.
Well, okay.
and a lot of Asians watch Hamza Production, and they just know me over there.
Right, okay, in that space, in that world.
You get what I'm saying? In that space. So it's like, even at my level, I still feel like I can be known for so many different things and in so many different lanes. And right now, I can be the Black Lives Matter guy. You get what I'm saying? And talk like that. Or I can be somebody else. So it's loads of things.
Okay. Do you ever get self-doubt?
Nah, not really. Nah, not really. I've always believed in myself. I believed in myself from the 23rd of August, 1991. Which is the day I was born, bro. Like, I've just always believed in myself, because you see, the thing is, yeah, I'm one of them people that's just a very honest person. So and some people feel like humble or humility is only when you don't rate yourself, only when you point out the bad things in yourself. But humility is also when you can point out the good things in yourself. Humility is just being honest. You get what I'm saying about where you're at with things. So you can be honest and say, yo, I'm doing this good, or I'm not that good at this. Just honesty. That's what humility is. But some people think humility is just bringing yourself down all the time. That's not humility. That's just self-deprecating all the time, and not in a funny way.
Definitely, and you give that energy out as well.
Yeah.
So okay, so what 3 traits do you think you need, or would you say you need, to be successful?
Okay. Persistence is a big one. So the reason why I say persistence is a big one is because persistence is what I've seen most people that talk about reaching exactly where they need to go. When I watch celebrities talk, they say, I just kept going. You would be amazed what can happen if I've just kept going. Yeah. Bare things I've done have failed. Like loads of things that I've done over the years has just straight failed. You get what I'm saying? Didn't work out. Do you get what I'm saying? And I just carried on, and just carrying on, just keep going, whether it's going on, whether it's trying something new, going on to something else, whatever the case may be, I found that keep going, and I've reached the point where I've reached now. So persistence is definitely important. I think persistence is important. Having a good team is also important. Getting to that point where you can finally be able to just say, all right, I'm going to hand over some of the responsibilities to somebody else. I'm going to trust somebody else. I'm going to have faith in somebody else. That is also important. You get what I'm saying? And then just talent, I'd say.
Okay.
Talent, some level of talent, whether it's low or high, some level of talent, and you can perfect your craft. You can improve your craft. You can take it to another level, or you can just have one of them people that just have it naturally and innately, and just things of that nature. And start to break down the science of what you do. There's always a science to everything that you do. If you do comedy, there's a science to comedy. If you rap, there's a science to rap. Start to learn. When you listen to people's tunes, or when you listen to other people do comedy, or whatever the case may be, start to listen to what did they do there. For instance, a lot of comedy is misdirection.
Well, okay.
So a lot of comedy is making somebody think you're gonna say one thing and then you say the complete opposite. Do you get what I'm saying?
No,
so a lot of it is That's just one of the, or a lot of comedies is metaphors saying something is like something else. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
I study what people do. Like, for instance, Drake raps in captions. I believe that when Drake raps, he says, how would this work as an Instagram caption? How would it bang as a statement? If you had a twin, I would still choose you. That's not a metaphor. It's just something cheeky. You get what I'm saying? It's just a clever line. And he lives on them clever lines, bro. You get what I'm saying? Start to study people and figure out, how do they do what they do? What do they do? And how do they do it?
I hear that. That's interesting. I've never heard that before, but it's true.
Yeah.
Study the greats, innit?
Yep, study the greats.
Definitely. So just to ask you, so obviously you're doing BBC and many other things now.
Yeah.
What were you doing before?
What was I doing?
Your humble beginnings?
Landis. I worked
really?
Landis. I talk about this after. Yeah, I worked in the Landis. I was a staff member. I stacked milk. I stacked Lucozade Zeros. Then I did an advert for Lucozade Zero.
Crazy.
I stacked Cadbury chocolates. Then I did an advert for Cadbury chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay.
I could mention other things I stacked, but I'll stop there.
Of course. Okay then. So for some people, it's always about the transition from like their dreams from their job. What made you take that jump? Because
it was never a jump for me. My job was literally to fund my dreams. From I started working, I was investing in myself.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so that was just always, because as I said, bro, like, listen, there's something that I love about people that can do a 9 to 5, yeah? Because I like to believe I could go back to that if I had to.
Right, okay.
But at the same time, it's one of these things for me. It's like this. If I don't do this, what's the alternative? I just go back to Landis.
Okay.
Like if I stop, like I don't think about what if it doesn't work out in terms of whether I'll have the ability to. I think in what else would I do? What's the alternative to this? And when I think about the alternative, I don't want it, so I carry on.
I hear you.
Simple as.
I hear you. Yeah, you can't look backwards, right?
Nah.
Yeah. I hear you. What's been the biggest achievement so far of your career?
Biggest achievement so far of my career? Getting my blue tick, and I'll tell you why.
Interesting.
I'll tell you why getting the blue tick. First of all, getting my blue tick was longer for me than a lot of people.
Okay.
Like it just wasn't happening for me. Like it just like I had it for long, and I didn't have it for long, and it just wasn't working out. So that was one of the things. And then the reason why I say that is because I'll have that forever, and I show it to my kids. After I'm old, after no one cares about me no more, I'll still have that, and I'll show it to my kids.
How important is the?
I'll say your dad used to be relevant. They all unfollowed me now, but I used to be relevant.
Why is that so important? What does it do?
It wasn't even that it's so important. It's just it says to me that I really did it. I really just came out of Brummie. I really just came out of Jamaica and really turned myself into somebody that a corporation like Instagram had to say, this is a
certified guy.
This is the person.
Yeah.
He's a part of the mix.
Yeah,
he's involved. I like it. So some people might see like it's petty, but I like it. I love it, bro. I'm proud when I got it. When I looked at it, when I seen it come, I fell on the floor.
Nah, I hear you. So, question as well, yeah. You see, before with London, were you going there from early to network, or was it because of the job?
I started working with London influencers and rappers and stuff like that by doing. I wasn't going there. I was doing videos with them digitally, so phone call videos. So I would be on one side of the phone, and they'd be on the other side of the phone, and I'd mash them together. So I started working with London people, is what I would say I started doing first.
Interesting. That's really useful to know, you know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes going to London back and forth is not cheap.
Yeah. Oh no, for real.
It's not cheap, man.
If you have a friend down there, you just stay in their bed, or things like that, stay on the couch, whatever the case may be. Like you do what you got.
No, definitely. Question as well, Sideman. What do you want your legacy to be?
My legacy?
Yeah.
I don't even really think about stuff like that, because I don't really care.
Well, okay, fair enough.
No, I don't care about a legacy. I care about, yo, do I live? Do I have friends and family around me? Do I have love in my inner circle? I don't really care how the world sees me when I back out of this.
I hear you.
Honestly, and I think people that do care about that sometimes go awry because they try to keep hold of the reins so much. Bro, I could get cancelled tomorrow.
Yeah.
I could have said something in this live that gets me cancelled tomorrow, and everybody's saying Sideman said this, Sideman said that. I'll be like, all right, cool. You like don't want me no more. All right, safe. And I'll just go and live my regular life with the people that would love me through thick and thin. You get what I'm saying? I don't really care about a legacy so much as I care about having love in my life, having family in my life, friends in my life, having meaningful relationships.
That's very important. That's very important indeed. Definitely. That's very important. What do you think about the whole cancel culture? Like, do you think it's too...
I'll tell you something now, bro. It'd be difficult to cancel me because I'm not going to stop talking. Yeah, like the day after I get cancelled, I'd be releasing a new video like nothing happened. I probably won't even address what you cancelled before. I'll make the video like nothing happened and just block everybody that says anything about what happened. Like, but I think some of the things that people cancel people over isn't good. Like sometimes people talk about we're gonna cancel them because they made tweets against black people and stuff like that. Something I've never done or would do, but against black people and stuff like that. And you have to remember that these people are victims of the sickness that white supremacy and systematic oppression caused. They just took on some of the stereotypes that were given to us, and it affected their young brain to the point where there are some people that aren't strong enough. Because if you're growing up in this world, right? Because there's some people that have been cancelled because they said when they were younger they wished that they were white rather than black. If all society tells you is that your blackness is a hindrance because it stops you from getting jobs, it causes you to be maligned and marginalized by people, you could have a weak mind to be like, maybe my blackness is a problem then.
Yeah, it's true. So
some of these people I look at as victims.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
To a far more corrupt system that made them not realize the privilege that it is to be black.
Yeah, definitely.
And so
they need a re-education.
Yeah, they need a re-education, or they have a re-education, but now you answer them for what they said before.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll tell you straight, bro. I've always known I was black, but when I watched Black Panther, I came out and I looked at the back of my hand and I was like, yeah, I'm black though. What? It took Black Panther for me to really, like, no, get me wrong, I always repped my blackness, but I could never sit here and say I didn't start repping my blackness more after Black Panther. What? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I watched Black Panther and I walked out that scene and I was like, swear down.
Superpowers, yeah.
I looked at it and I was like,
nah, I hear you. Definitely. Simon, that was wrapping up. So, say any last words before we go? Anything to look out for? Any words of advice?
Last words. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Hopefully, when shows can happen again, we can get together again and do something great.
Definitely want you back down. 100%.
Yeah.
Want you back. You know what? I see you part of the family.
Yes, have to come back down to Manchester. I love Manchester, you know. The menagerie as well. Bangs. Oh my God, there's salmon. Do you know the menagerie?
Yeah, the menagerie. Yeah.
If I go Manchester and I don't visit that restaurant, I feel pain within my body. I want to say shout out to the people in the comments that said distracting things. It didn't work
at all. Could never.
It didn't work.
Yeah. Could never.
Oh my God. Definitely. You have to understand when you're dealing with a legend, bro. Anyway, yeah, and great conversation. I appreciate you having a chat with me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
No problem. I'll
appreciate it a lot.
Because obviously we did it on my live, and yeah, man. Thank you.
No problem. Anytime. Peace out there, man. Take care.
Love.
Safe.
It did it! All right. Bye, guys. Have a lovely night.